previous video, you saw us return from the Sassolungo coffin lift as it was temporarily closed due to weather. Now, back at Ortisei, we decided to wait for the weather to clear, and thankfully it did. As we had taken the Gardena Card, which included unlimited access to most of the cable cars and funiculars in the area, we quickly made a new plan to explore Alpe Resciesa. The Resciesa funicular and the Seceda cable car is in the same direction from Ortisei town center. This escalator conveniently takes us to the Seceda cable car station, from where the Resciesa funicular is only a short walk away. The modern funicular takes you directly up to 2,200 meters of altitude, reaching Alpe Resciesa, a paradise belonging to the Puis Orley Nature Park. From here, we have spectacular view towards the Sella Massif, Marmolada, Sassolungo and Sciliar group. We follow the 35A loop trail towards Refugio Resciesa, which would take about 40 minutes. See how the weather has changed. There are no signs of the rain which had spoiled all our plans for the day. We found a large group of horses around Refugio Resciesa. We continued the trail towards Iglesia de Christ Church, whose name I am definitely pronouncing wrongly. At the church, we follow the trail going uphill towards the Resesa de Dora peak. A large cross with Jesus with his head bent on his right dominates the highest point of Resesa de Dora. Now we start our return to the funicular following this new trail. Down there is the Refugio Resesa, where we saw all those horses. After the spooky section, we reach the caisson hut, which is very close to the funicular station. Here our first day of exploration ends, and we will continue the video on day 2 in Santa Cristina after our successful exploration of Sassalungo and exit from Monte Pana. The Col Raiser cable station in Santa Cristina can be reached by a minibus from the city center. Once you reach the top station, you will be greeted with a breathtaking 360-degree panoramic view of the surrounding peaks, including the Gisler Mountains, the Stevia and Sella groups, Sassalungo, Molignon, Skilier and the Mountain of Pic. Col Raiser panorama is one of the best we got to experience in the Dolomites. It is the perfect picnic spot. Our plan was to hike to Seceda, but We were a bit exhausted from the Sassalungo downhill hike. Once we realized that the Seceda trail is mostly uphill, we decided to make use of the unlimited power of our Gardena Card. The big brain move was to hike down to the chairlift and take it all the way to Seceda. Such views are only possible from a drone or these chairlifts. The Seceda in Val Gardena is a 2,519 meter high mountain which is part of the Puis Audley Nature Park. From Seceda you can enjoy amazing views of the Audley peaks and also get to walk across the mountain ridge. Near this cross with Jesus offering a magnificent panoramic view of the Dolomites, there is a circular board with the names of all the surrounding mountains and their corresponding elevations. This is probably the most Instagrammed view on the entire western Dolomites, the Seceda Ridge. Thankfully, there was not much queue to take photos at this photo point. Returning from the ridge, we realized that there was a huge queue to get on the gondola down to Ortisei. We decided to have some food at the restaurant and were served with some very special ginger beers. Those are paragliders going to their jump-off point. It was definitely getting colder as we waited way past the official closing time. The gondola only takes us to Furness, from where we need to switch to this cable car to reach Ortisei. Next day was the last day of our Gardena Card, and we got on the cable car to the largest alpine meadow in Europe, the Alpe Di Siusi. We took the loop trail and hiked down to Soltria. From Soltria, we decided to take the paid chairlift to Florian and then hike to Plattkofelhütte. It was a very steep uphill hike with weather once again showing signs of incoming rain. Our western Dolomite exploration ends at Plattkofelhütte, as we cut across to eastern Dolomites starting at Lago Di Braies. Be aware that the buses 439 and 442 to Lago Di Braies needs to be pre-booked and are not included in the day passes. Please do check out the dedicated video on Lago Di Braies from the link above. Next day, we worked out a plan to visit Tre Cime, the three peaks, but the weather was really bad. Getting to Tre Cime with public transport needs pre-booking on bus 444 from Dobbiaco to Refugio Aronzo, which is not included in the public transport day passes. The Tre Cime di Lavaredo represent one of the most iconic landscapes in the entire Alpine arc. These three imposing limestone obelisks are located within the Tre Cime Natural Park, but sadly we could only see a few glimpses of their glory whenever the mist cleared. To admire the most famous panorama with the Tre Cime lined up side by side, it is necessary to reach Foccella Lavaredo, walking for about an hour along the well-marked path from Refugio Oronzo. From Lavaredo, it is possible to reach Refugio Locatelli, from which there is a privileged view of Tre Cime right in front of the Refugio. We didn't get to go to Locatelli as the weather was getting really bad, and we decided to wait inside the Refugio in hopes of the mist clearing up. This turned out to be a very bad decision, as we ended up missing our last bus and had to walk on the road to the next town to catch a return bus. After the disappointing visit to Tre Cime, our Dolomite expedition was finished. Next day, we got to Cortina d'Ampezzo to catch the Cortina Express to Venice, then Italo high-speed train to Milan to finally reach Lake Como as our final spot to relax. Lake Como is the third largest lake in Italy and has been a popular retreat for aristocracy and the wealthy since the Roman times. Lake Como is globally celebrated for its exquisite villas and gardens, with many famous celebrities owning real estate on its shores. Hope you liked the video. I'm sure I will revisit Eastern Dolomites once more to properly explore the Tre Cime and the famous Lago di Braies.